Hello, and welcome to the Light Institute of Galisteo Sunday Meditation at the Sanctuary of Light. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, there's a special way that we do this meditation. We divide it into 3 parts. In the first part, we begin with our higher self. Your higher self is your own inner voice. It's the intuitive essence of your soul. And the more that you embrace that, the more peaceful and more happy your life will be. And since we have these machines, after we've asked our higher self to take form and drawn it into our body, I'll do a little Om, and you can push the button so that you can sit in meditation for as long as you like. In the second part of the meditation, we practice the art of radiance, because it's the radiant self filled with light that brings peace and gentleness and consciousness to this planet. So we imagine that we're reaching up into the cosmos and drawing down a beautiful beam of white light down to the top of our head, into our stomach, our solar plexus. This is the center of our emotional body. And from there we laser that white beam out across the planet and back up into the cosmos. And in that segment of the meditation, we just keep breathe deeply, draw the white light in, extend it out, reach it up, breathe deeply, and you'll find that this could put you in a very deep meditative space. Again, an Om. And then in the third part of the meditation, people ask us each week to focus on something particular that's happening in the planet. This week, we're going to focus on the heating up of the planet and the fires here in the Southwest, the United States, as other areas of the world. There are fires because it is so hot and the rain has not come. So I would like to help you to see that your consciousness can actually magnetize water, can magnetize rain, and you can focus it. Now, if you're in an area where there's too much water, you can simply grab hold of that and direct it. Please direct it to the southwest, to New Mexico, for example, where we had the biggest fire in our history. People are homeless. Everything has been burned down. Our beautiful trees. So if you could call the rain and imagine it coming down. And one of the things that helps us to call the rain, to create that magnetism, is to use our olfactory to remember, how does it smell when it rains? What does it sound like? What does it feel like or look like? If you allow your imagination to focus in that way, it will be very easy for you to pull that rain down wherever your consciousness tells you to place it. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going into winter. But we want to cool this planet down and to rebalance fire and water, for example. And so we'll begin this 3-part meditation, and we have a little second connection to this in the end called knowings. But in this part, we begin by breathing in through your nose, our breath, because when you exhale slowly, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which brings you into a meditative state. It allows you to let go of that chattering mind and know that this moment is for you. That's what meditation is. It's the focus on the self that expands and connects to everything. Ready? Close your eyes. And let's begin by taking a deep breath through our nose and exhale very slowly, slowing down your brain. And once again, breathe in through your nose. And exhale slowly. Feel your brain moving into a meditative state. Ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice, to take a form for you so that you can align to that energy. It could be a star or a being. tree, even an equation. So breathe deeply and ask your higher self to take form. Take the first form that comes to you. Ask your higher self to touch your body where you hold your divine essence at this moment. And just imagine anywhere in your body that there's a touch that is opening, activating that divine source, that divine essence in you. And wherever you focus on that touch, imagine now that you bring your higher self, whatever form it was, in through that point, so that you sit in meditation with the frequency and the energy of your own higher self. And now, reaching up into the cosmos and drawing that white light down and lasering it out through your solar plexus back into the sky. Continuing to do that for as long as you like. Now take a deep breath into your body and reach up into the cosmos and imagine rain, the smell of it, the sight of it, all of the aspects of rain. Imagine that you are magnetizing it down. And as you magnetize it down, you could focus it like lasering it in to anywhere on the planet. So just feel the power of consciousness to draw rain down. The earth is calling it as well. Call it to my beloved New Mexico. Call it to the deserts. Call it to anywhere, even the seas. And again, if you're in a place where there's too much water, just feel as if your consciousness is drawing that water up and removing it and extending it to some place on the planet that needs it now. And then just continue to focus your consciousness in that way, as if you could hear the rain and smell it now, and utilize the gift of human consciousness to draw it where it is needed on our beloved planet. Do it now. Take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. Wonderful. I hope that you will continue to call the rain. Sometimes we would just write the word rain down and carry it around with us to remind us, to focus it. It's very easy to do it. Even children can do it. And so it's a gift to know that you can participate on our planet through your presence and through the power of your consciousness. And now the second part of our Sunday meditation is called Knowings. And again, people from around the world each week send in conversations that they would like for us to illuminate, so that these conversations uplift and illuminate all of us. And so Alison will tell us the questions that have come for us this time.
The first question is from Santa Fe, New Mexico, here in the USA.
Yay!
Dearest Chris, I have followed your work for many years. I trust your wisdom and have a very personal question for you. I am in my later years of life And a few days ago, the presence of my deceased parents came to me so strongly that I was stunned with deep emotion, especially since their energies came to me just as I was questioning whether I might actually be finished with what I came to do in this life. I felt and saw them as their younger selves, vibrant, alive, creative, talented, hyper-intelligent world travelers. I have almost forgotten that they were like this, as their later years and deaths were quite awful. My question to you is this: do you think they came to me in such a powerful, loving way, helping me to remember them at their best, to help me prepare to pass from this life?
Not at all. Not at all. Remember that whenever we have a vision like that, whenever something comes to us like that, it's not about someone else. It's about ourselves. And I think that they chose to open a level of memory within you that saw them in that way, perhaps when you were very young. And so what they were doing they were reflecting to you a choice. They were saying to you, be a world traveler, be full of creativity, use life. They weren't preparing you to pass from life. They were saying, join life. Don't feel that you're done. I am sure that you are not done. If you were, you would have already used the viruses or something else to take you out. You are here asking this question, as so many people are, because when we see these conversations of death and life, we have to make a choice. And what they were reflecting to you was, you have something to give. Happiness, the energy of life. And so seek that now, so that becomes your purpose. Because if you can hold an energy of feeling glad that you're in your body, and feeling that your smile or your intelligence or your whatever that you have to give this world, the people around you, and even into the global arena, that this is your destiny. And so I don't feel they were trying to show you how to leave. They were trying to show you, be this, be this. And death in itself will come later, and I am hoping that we as humans will learn not to die in awful ways, not to die in accident or disease or in age, but to simply pass from our bodies when we're done. You're not done. Because obviously your parents are showing you, you haven't fulfilled your potential as a happy, creative, joyous being. And that being is a gift to this world. So get about life. Allison.
The second question is from Canterbury, England. Dear Chris, I am experiencing nostalgia from my past in huge waves. I have never had this before. I am a person who is constantly moving forward in my life and absolutely never looks back. Can you please shed some light on this nostalgic intrusion I'm experiencing?
I love that you call it an intrusion, because in a way it is. Because whenever we focus on the memories, the nostalgia, how it was and how it's not now, it comforts us, but it tethers us to the past. And we're not here for that past. So I would say that there's several aspects to that. One may be that you are simply sucking in that very thing that's happening to so many people. When the future becomes a question mark, a big question mark, and we begin to feel anxious about who we are or our purpose or how we can survive, then we begin to look to the past. People go back to their religions, they go back to their cultural aspects. They tread the waters, the former waters of their emotions. And so I would say to you that it's possible that you've been sort of taking in something that's very collective, very global at this moment. And you want to say, no, I don't need the past. The past has given you a platform. And so if that nostalgia is nostalgia for happiness, for feelings and experiences that illuminated life for you, or or helped you to move forward, that gave you new interests or new possibilities, these things are good, but don't hold them in the images of the past. Hold them in the quality of those potentials, and activate those in you now, so that you create this moment and a future that folds in happiness, that folds in peace, that folds in beauty, and see how you can focus each day of your life to create those things, so that your nostalgia is simply an impulse to amplify that potential in your life now. And I hope that you will do this, because there is so much for us to acknowledge and to bring forward in this world. And that's why we're here. Great love. Allison?
The last question is from Nice, France.
Nice.
Chris, you are incredibly real, and I so appreciate how you go straight to the heart of matters without any fluff. My question is probably too superficial for your knowings, but it is truly important to me, and I know you will have an unadulterated answer. I hope you will consider this question. As a young woman growing older, I feel very pressured by friends, family, and society to wear makeup and dye my graying strands of hair. Cosmetic surgery is not even a consideration. I am an unusual exception where I live, because I love my natural look, and it feels so horribly foreign to me to put anything on my body to alter myself or to even try to enhance my looks. But as I grow older, I am beginning to feel more and more self-conscious and out of place at parties, in the work environment, and even just out in the public in general, where everyone, especially here in Nice, looks like they have just jumped off a magazine cover. Men and women. Please, dear Chris, is there a way to feel comfortable in life without following the societal norm in covering the aging process?
Oh my. Well, the question that you're talking about is something that is echoed around the world, because we have come to be so afraid of not being useful or not being applauded, and in all of our cultures we have learned that to be successful you had to be the most of whatever, the most beautiful, the most intelligent, the most something. And so our focus has always been how the world sees us instead of how we see ourselves. So the first thing that I would say to you is you want to make sure that in feeling that you love this natural expression that you have, that you're growing older, but that you find beauty in it, that this is true for you, and that it's not a defensive conversation. You can't make me do it. You guys are false. You want to realize that it's not your body that's saying, oh, you can't dye your hair or put on makeup. It's you that is drawing a line. And what I would say is, as long as you feel beautiful, when you look in the mirror, you say, but I love the way I am, because your body is listening. So if you're saying that, then all is well. And you want to begin to clear away that place that's listening too much to what others are saying about how they see you, and more about expressing how you feel. If you express fluidity and juice and consciousness, no one will even think you're older. People are not really looking at the color of your hair or how much makeup you have. They're looking at your sense of self. And we all are intuitive and see that. So if that sense of self is being defensive, and then saying, I won't do that because that's somehow belying the body, then it would be very important for you to ask your body. You see, the body is just like what do you wear, or any way that you present yourself needs to be, as you're saying, something that is true for you. But if you're beginning to feel uncomfortable, then don't put yourself in a place that says, I can't allow this. Because you could try a little something and see if that pleases you. I promise you, your body will be pleased if you are pleased. But if you are holding that, everyone is looking at me and saying I'm older and they're younger, then you're not helping your body. And again, our bodies are listening to us. All they want is for us to like them and to feel successful and to be a part. And that part is not just, I'm chosen because I look young, but I'm chosen because of who I am. And that I'm chosen stuff is primordial. It doesn't belong in this world. We're not in little tribes where if you weren't chosen, you didn't survive. You will survive, but never doubt that we humans are genetically encoded to feel this need to be a part of something. And so listen inside and allow yourself to play with it. Remember when you were a child, you might have worn your mother's clothes, your father's clothes, you tried on cowboys and Indians, you tried on this and that. And that inner child in you is still waiting for you to not squeeze about if you're getting gray hairs or any of those things. And to know that what you want to do is to look at what is true for you. And don't cut yourself off from that. If you put a little eye makeup on, I mean, in some parts of the world, they wouldn't think of, even men, of going around without eye makeup. Not because it made them look young, but because in actuality, our eyes are the windows to the soul. And so they bring forward the eyes. And so in a world where almost everyone is wearing glasses, they're very concerned about that. So what I would say to you is, let yourself play around as if you were a child and say, do I like that? Does that make me look fresh and alive? Because that's the conversation. If you are cringing and in your mind you're saying, these people see me as differently, then you are projecting onto them to see you differently. And so you don't need that. What you need is to say, I truly like the way I look. And if, this is not quite perfect, then play with it. And see if something makes you feel better. But not for what they think, but what you want to do with how you represent yourself. Every color you wear, everything you eat is all about choosing who you are in terms of your body. So you don't need to feel as if, well, if you touched up that gray, and you can do it with natural herbal things, that it's belying your body. Your body would not feel that way. Your body would say, please like me. Please feel that I am healthy and young and vibrant. And then the world will see you that way. So it's not either or. But do expand your repertoire of how you feel like yourself, and know that you don't have to dye your hair, put makeup on, or anything, unless something says, well, this could be fun, and I'll try it out. What's important is that you feel beautiful, as if you were the only one that saw you with who you are, but never feel that aging is about how we look. Aging is about how we feel about ourselves and how we treat our bodies. And that's what's important. We've come to a time where it isn't that we have to be wrinkleless or young, but we do need to be ageless. We do need to use life, as I was saying in the last conversation. So I hope that you will really look inside yourself and find that place where you can feel magnificent with or without an audience. Great love to you, and a little giggle about the timeless, ageless, perfect lives that we live. Great love.